Heart of Dixie was one of those shows that just had you hooked right in the first few minutes. This is going to be the worst of best of Heart of Dixie. It was made by the people who made Gossip Girl, but it had very much of a Gilmore Girls feel. And I believe that the set that they used was the same set. Like, it looked like it was the same gazebo, y'all. It was the same gazebo that they had on Gilmore Girls. So if you love Gilmore Girls, you will love this show. There are spoiler alerts, so if you want to watch this show, go ahead and watch it. It's in Alabama. It's about this woman named Zoe Hart, and she figures out, like, turns out the father who she thought was her father was not. So we're just gonna get into this. Again, if you want to watch it, it's on Prime Video and Freebie. And I think that's it, 'cause I don't think it's on Hulu. Okay, so in fourth place is season 3. This season, I feel like, was a season that made the show go downhill because they made Zoe leave everybody to go back to New York. Like, we all know she's a New Yorker at heart, but that's not what I wanted for her. And for what? Because of her guy issues, like, she couldn't stay there and just figure it out. And there has been this undeniable connection between her and Wade, and it's such to see her with Joel. I mean, Joel wasn't a bad boyfriend per se. It just felt like they were basically pushing the Zoe and Wade storyline to the last season, in my opinion. And even though I'm not a very big musical number person, in this show, I loved it. The season 4 one, I did not really like, but we're going to get into that later. And like how these random characters were getting wed and married in the last episode of the season was weird to me. And the only one that made sense was Brando's, because he was the only one that actually got married. And the best part of the season was when Zoe finally told Wade how she felt. And they've pretty much been in game since they met, personally, I feel. But I'm going to have to give this one a 7 out of 10. It's not a bad season. It's just one I would prefer to skip over. In third place is season 2. This is where we pick up from the first season. So basically, Lemon and George's wedding did not happen. And, I kind of like Lemon's whole story arc of how basically she was really wanting to get married. And, she found herself. She got a business, this, that, and the third. I love that. And this show, again, it reminded me very much of Gilmore Girls. The character I mainly didn't like this season, which is placed a little lower, is Tansy. So Tansy dated George, and like Zoe had came out and said, "Oh yeah, I still have feelings for George Tucker." Even though we all really know that she wanted Wade Kinsella, and then she became Mrs. Kinsella. But yeah, I just really didn't like that. She was insecure, in my opinion. But she got to be a better character towards the end of the show. But I just didn't like her that much in season 2. And yeah. So I'm going to give this season an 8. Like, this show not a bad show at all. It's just that as the show went on, the ratings kind of went down. Second place is season 4. So this season was pretty much the last season, and it was shortened to accommodate Rachel Bilson's pregnancy. But it wasn't the reason why it got canceled. I guess it got canceled because it wasn't really bringing in any ratings. And fun fact in this picture, so after Rachel's character, Zoe, gives birth, Rachel's actually still pregnant. So that's why you see her like back covered up with things, because, she was still pregnant. But I found it very interesting that they put George and Annabeth together. It was nice to see like all the stories kind of wrapping up, because you know how in the beginning of season 1, for anybody who has watched it, Zoe and Wade, they had an instant connection. And, LaVon had helped Lemon in her time of need. I'm not going to say what it was. I still think y'all should watch the show. And something I do want to point out, though, before they had said like she was pregnant, Zoe, they didn't cover it up as well in some parts. But as you remember, Jamie King, Lemon Breland, she was pregnant in season 3, and they hid hers a lot better, because I think there was only one scene you could tell, because she had on this red dress and she was on a date with that guy from One Tree Hill, Robert Buckley, Peter. That's the only way you could tell, but I just feel like they couldn't hide it better. I feel like that this was one of those shows, I feel like they wrapped up everybody's stories nicely and everybody got a happy ending. Like, I love that. And that's why I love to watch this show again to this day. I mean, this show has been off the air for 10 years and it's still good to me. I want to give this season a 9 out of 10. Wasn't the only pregnancy featured this season. Wanda Long, Tom Long's wife, was also pregnant. I don't think she was pregnant in real life. I think they just, included it in her character arc. I love that couple too. They were a little quirky, but it was cute. They named their child, I don't like Star Wars. Y'all know I don't like Star Wars. But Frodo, they named the baby Frodo. But yeah, let's move on to What's the Last One. First place is season 1. I love the show from jump. So I had watched the OC on DVD. Because, of course, when the show was on, your girl was like 10. Pretty much 10. So I wasn't allowed to watch this. But I did get to watch it later on in life. And I was like, oh, I loved Summer, And then Rachel had played Zoe Hart as the doctor. And I just had to see it through. Like, I loved it. The first episode, I remember when it was on, I would tune in every single week to watch the new episode. I just loved it back then. I still love it now. It's one of those comfort shows. It's definitely one of those comfort shows. I didn't like how snooty Zoe was in the beginning. And, Zoe didn't really know what she wanted. Like, she wanted George, but she didn't want to hurt Lemon and this, that, and the third. Like, the first season is so drama-filled. There's a lot in there. But I'll give the whole show a rating of 9.5. Took some points off because why did it have to take the whole show for Zoe and Wade to get together? Like, just saying. But I hope you all enjoyed some future worst to best in the future. The Game, Jesse. I'm going to start to watch Nashville. Once Upon a Time. I've never watched the whole thing all the way through. Like on Disney Plus or something like that. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Again, if there's any shows, movies, you want to request movies, artists, whatever, let's get a conversation going. Let's talk about pop culture. Let's talk about celebrity gossip. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye. Also, check out my gaming channel, Unstoppable Simmer, and my vlogging channel as told by Jasmine. It's JHASMINE. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.